Victoria, do you have any questions so far?
For now, no question, but I'm still kind of confused because to me, it's still looking the same as normal API testing. But the only issue I'm having is that script.
The scripting part, Abby.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, for the scripting parts, um, we just need to use uh, so you can start by using your AI. Let me see.
I want to ask, is it everything we'll be using the AI to generate, or there's some that can we generate it ourselves?
So for snippets, your post request scripts, you can easily use your snippets, which is this. So if you click your snippet, all those things you are checking for are here. But for pre-request scripts, you can use your AI. Why I'm saying using your AI is because you guys don't know how to code yet. So you can leverage on AI to help you create the pre-request scripts based on what you want. So if I want to register a new user now, the kind of pre-request script I'll need is email. So just think of those things that you might need to be changing with your hand all the time. So for example, assuming phone numbers needs to be changed all the time, I'm going to come here and add a pre-request script to generate random phone numbers for me, you know. So now once I've added my pre-request scripts and I've also changed my, let's say, they also advise that we use our base URL and I send, is going to give me a response, right? Which is this body. Now, post response is where your assertion now comes in. This is where you need to now add your difference assertion to check if your test pass or fail. Example is you can add response code, which is this status code. You can add body matching string. This one checks for a text in your screen. It's just like when you are testing on the website, you want to test for invalid login. When you enter wrong email or password, it will show you a response message now. It will show you something like invalid email or password. That's what you are checking for. Did it return what you want to see? I mean, the response message you want to see. The same thing replies to time. You can add as many as you want, but those are the three standard ones that I can say you use. Um, like this response message, now I can add additional one to check for the message itself. That's registration body, you know. So I should copy. So I don't know what's wrong with my. I'm trying to copy this text. So you can still, like this response text, now I can add additional one to check for this message, and so on. So that's post pre-request help you generate random variable or set values that you need to test in your collection variable. While post response is what checks your test results. That's what you use in asserting to check if your test passes. If the response status code is returning 201, if the success message is saying true, if the response time is less than whatever you set. Now, we are now also saying that most of your tests will require access token and refresh token. Before now, anytime you guys send requests, you come here and copy the access token, and you're now going to paste it in your, let's say, your get properties. So let's say your get properties. So we're now saying you don't need to be doing that again. On your login tests, you can add a a post response script that will go to your response message, copy the value of your access token and refresh token and store it inside your collection variable for you automatically. That's automation. So for every time you run this script, it's going to store this JSON data for you. So meaning if you want to run other tests that requires access token, all you just need to do is come to your authorization, come here, select bearer, and change this to access token based on what is stored in your collection variable. And again, avoid typing. So if this one is showing capital T now, capital letter T for token. If I come here and do mistake and put small letter T, it won't work. You think you are passing the right thing, but you've missed the uppercase for T. So sometimes I won't, in fact, I avoid typing. I just copy and paste so that I don't make mistake. So I send. So like I said again, let's say this token eventually expired. Maybe I left my computer for like 30 minutes and now expired. All I just need to do is go back to login, just send login request again. This new access token is as automatically save it here for me. So I don't need to be changing access token up and down. Now, to now automate, this one is register user. I don't know. Okay, I think they're the same now. Yep. Let me delete this one. So we have register user, we have login, we have invalid login, and we have get properties. All right, so, and then we have, let me delete this one. So I want to show you how automation works. And we have logout. So for logouts, it's using refresh token. So let me use the refresh token. So I already passed it here. I don't need to. So this one has assertion. Okay, login does not have assertion, so I need to add assertion for login. Again, like I said, it's those snippets that I used to check if your test passes.
So I have a question, please.
Yeah, ask your question.
Yes, and so when we were doing the initial one of scripts for automation, we wrote the pre-request and post-request on login. And right now that you did that of the token, you also wrote it on login. Did you clear the other automation code, or you just added to it?
I added to it. So I didn't have to clear. So I'm coming. So this is my login. This first part, line 1 to 6, what this one does is if I send this test, it's going to go to my response body, check for copy the new access token, refresh token, and save it in my collection variables. So you can see PM, Postman collection variable set. Set means like sort, store. So the same way we have collection variable, if you see environment variable, that's another variable on its own, but we're dealing with collection variable here. So it's going to set this access token JSON data inside my collection variable. So that's what this one does. Then this one is our assertion. This one checks for these three assertions: response code, response body contains true, response time is less than 1000 milliseconds. Then for invalid login, do we have our snippets? Yes, we do already. Then for get properties, do we have a snippets? Nope. So I'm going to add my snippet here to test for properties. So I can come here, snippets, add response body contains string, success. Let me use true again. Then I can add response code 200, okay. Now, again, all these response code, what your Swagger does for you is to let you know what is supposed to return. So when I execute, I'm seeing, okay, when it's successful, this is when it's unsuccessful. That's why you're seeing false, unauthorized, because I've not authorized this document. By ideally, you should get a 200 and a success through your data. So while you are testing, ideally, you are supposed to check that all these things are returning. So it's not just about seeing response. It should follow this pattern. All these things, it should follow it. It's just that this property does not have a use, this user does not have a property. That's why this is empty. You can't say anything. So I've not created properties for this user. That's why it's empty. But if you use a user that has property, active property, I think you should see data here. So then log out. I don't know what the response is yet. Now, how to automate. So this is my collection. I've added snippets to uh each collections. So now what do I do? If I come here, you see this run. I click on run. Now, run sequence, you already selected all the endpoints that is going to run for me. And then here, how many iteration means how many times do I want it to run? Delay, if I want each test to delay maybe like 1 second, it's optional, you know. Then all this adjust other configuration settings, but you don't really need to do anything right now. Performance, this one we check, if you want to add like, in fact, we've not do performance tests, so don't let me take you here yet. So if I click start run, it's going to run all the tests for me and give me my reports. So now you can see registered new user, no test found, no test found. Okay, so what happened is after adding my post response, I didn't save. So that's why it's saying no test found because it can't see any script. So I need to save. Same thing, I need to save. For the ones it didn't save, save and overwrite. Okay. Then this one I need to save. Login, I've not added any snippets yet, but so if I go back to my runner, so I can rerun it, run again. I can see it's now seeing all my assertion. For register user, status code, body matching screen, all pass. For login, status code is 200, but got 429. Body matching string. So it was supposed to see true, but it's saying false. So that means login is currently failing. So I need to go back and check why my login failed. Did I change anything? Let me send it again. Okay, so it's saying too many attempts now. That's why it's failing. I know you guys have experienced this issue whereby if you do too many attempts, uh, you won't be able to log in. So that's why this one is failing. If I go back to my test again, invalid login, everything passed. Get property, everything passed. Log out, I didn't have any snippets. That's why you can't see any results. So I hope this is also clear for us. So that's how you automate. Automation, your collection variable, that's where all your usable data will be stored. Every of your tests must have a snippet under your post response section for it to run. And then for subsequent test that requires access token, make sure you pass your authorization bearer token there. Also ensure that your login has your what's it called? Post response scripts. So I don't know if your Postman AI works yet. I don't know if there's limits to it because I don't really use it. I don't know how, but you can try. And if it's not working, I can just copy this to you, paste it on Slack. You just pick what you need. This for to or you can first try with your AI, but in case you're unable to do, all you just need to do is copy this. Same thing if you want to generate, say, random email. That's under your pre-request body. So this does that for you. It helps you generate random email. All right, any question?
So for the login, we are not using pre-request, right?
No, I don't need pre-request for login. It's only for
Okay,
invalid
only for.
login
Oh, okay.
because I want to keep generating invalid email. I mean, that's why you can decide to just use one invalid email, it's fine. But if you want to keep regenerating new one, you can add a pre-request script that generates a random email.
So I want to ask, after running it, are we to send it or just save it there?
Save it, send and save. Save before send. So when you had a script or always save and then send. So once you save it, it's going to be there forever, except you come and change something. Any other question?
Lisa, can you send us this your um document so we can use it?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I have shared it.
So I want to ask, the access token that I was using before, it was saved on the environment, not on variables. So what? And you said there's a difference between collection variables and environments.
Yeah, there's difference. Variables are stored inside your collection. That's what collection variable means. But for environment variable, it's outside of your collection, meaning you have to come to environments, create a new environment. You can add a new environment called KSOMs PMS. And what that means is that for every time you want to test, you must select your environment. Yeah. Now, what environment variable does it? Any collection can use the selected environment. But for collection variable, only KSOMs collection. Where is it? Only KSOMs collection variable can use, only KSOMs collection can use this variable because it's inside KSOMs collection. But for environment, any collection can use this because if I set this guy here and I send a pre-request script that says set in environment. So let me see after. Uh, So this one now, let's say my pre-request script, post response rather, creates set my access and refresh token inside my environment variable. Oh,
Hmm.
now you can see that this is no longer collection variable. Collection variable. This is now environment, but it's still the same code. The only thing that changes now it is environment. So if I send this code, it's going to store it inside this environment, not collection variable anymore. So let's try it. So if I click on send, and this asset token ends with FYVK. If I go to my collection variable and check this, you can see it didn't store it here. It now stored it in the environment. So if I close this and come to my environment, go to KSON's PMS, now you can see it here. You can see what ends it, FYVK. So anyone works, either collection or environment, anyone works. It's just your preference. Collection variable stores inside the collection, environment stores inside the environment, but you have to always select your environment. If I select a wrong environment and I try to run a test, it won't pass because it will be looking for access token inside this environment I selected. So you need to select the right environment. So that's just it. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you.
Do you have one active property? So I'm now wondering why the postman is not returning it when we did get properties. Page 1 limits total, but it's not returning any property.
So I want to ask, I noticed all the units we created is saved on draft, not active.
So do you guys know how to make a unit active?
I tried it, but it's not. There's a way the ND teach me, but I tried the same method, but I didn't get it.
Okay, but I can't look at that one right now, Sha, but you can bring it up again, maybe on Monday with ND.
Okay, because without active units, we cannot create lists.
Yeah, true. So you create a properties, you had the units, and you're unable to, but this unit is showing available. Is it from the Postman standpoint or front end? You're unable to.
You both front end and back end.
I'm looking at Modupe's account now. She's
Okay,
had.
your screen is not showing again.
Oh. So I'm seeing available. Available. Available means active now.
Yes.
So this one now, you should be able to add lists. What's the name of the property set? Under which units? Sunset Court Apartments. Yeah. I've successfully created a list. Okay, so I need to sign all this. All right, I think that's any other question. So if you don't really have something doing today, practice as they fresh now. Just practice it, because if you sleep on it, you still need to spend more time watching videos, I'm just saying, if you have time, just try and practice it today. But if not, we can do next week. All right, thanks everyone for your time. Even though none of you call me one day and say, Egba drink or send me your number. Let me appreciate you, sir. It's I collect offerings. Anyway,
Don't worry. Sanjo.
Sojo, I trust Modupe. I don't write today's dates down.
Sanjo.
Mm.
Just pray for us to blow and make it.
That's a prayer. Hey, ní choice, a good of blow. Because
Amen.
mo lè máa ṣe gbogbo wàhálà yìí kẹ́ wá blow.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right, thanks guys. Enjoy your weekend.
You too, sir.